What happens when the biggest names in hip-hop collide with controversy? Kanye West, Diddy, and Travis Scott, three legends whose scandals have shaken their careers forever. From shocking moments on stage to tragic events that changed the industry, we're diving deep into the stories behind the headlines. Stick around, because you won't believe how these moments unfolded and the lasting impact they've had on their legacies. Make sure you watch till the end. You don't want to miss a single detail. Now, let's start with the man known for his genius and his chaos, Kanye West. Kanye West is undeniably one of the most influential artists in music history, but his career has been a roller coaster of brilliance and controversy. The moment that many remember is the infamous 2009 MTV Video Music Awards. Kanye stormed the stage and interrupted Taylor Swift's acceptance speech, calling her "win a robbery." The backlash was swift and intense. It painted Kanye as unpredictable and disrespectful, forcing him to apologize multiple times. But that moment became a defining scandal that followed him for years. Then came his controversial political choices. Kanye's public support for Donald Trump, including wearing the "Make America Great Again" hat, shocked many fans and industry insiders. His surprise 2020 presidential bid seemed less like a serious campaign and more like another chaotic chapter in his life. Many wondered if his erratic behavior was linked to his ongoing struggles with mental health, which he has openly discussed. This raised difficult questions about how fame and personal challenges intertwine. On the personal side, Kanye's very public divorce from Kim Kardashian and his series of social media outbursts have kept him in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. His statements on race, religion, and politics have polarized fans and caused brands to distance themselves. Yet, through all this, Kanye's artistic output remains influential. His scandals have complicated his legacy, but they haven't stopped him from reshaping music culture time and time again. If you're still watching, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this deep dive into hip-hop's most explosive scandals. Now, let's switch gears and talk about the man who built an empire from music and controversy, Diddy. Sean "Diddy" Combs isn't just a rapper. He's a mogul, a business icon, and a hip-hop pioneer. But his rise hasn't been without controversy. One of the darkest stains on his legacy ties back to the mid-1990s, when a nightclub shooting in New York left one rapper dead, and rumors swirled about Diddy's connection. Though he was never officially charged, whispers in the industry and conspiracy theories have followed him for decades, casting a shadow over his career. Diddy's feuds with other artists like Mace and 50 Cent were highly publicized and sometimes very personal. These battles showed the fierce competitiveness of the hip-hop world, but also painted Diddy as a fighter who wouldn't back down from conflict. His sometimes aggressive approach earned respect, but also created enemies. His personal life has also been under the spotlight, with media coverage of his relationships and fatherhood sparking gossip and debate. Despite these scandals, Diddy has proven time and again that resilience and reinvention are key. His ability to pivot from music to fashion and business has kept him at the forefront of the entertainment world for decades. Drop a comment below. Who do you think has had the most shocking scandal so far, Kanye or Diddy? And don't go anywhere, because up next is Travis Scott's story, one of the most tragic and career-altering events in recent hip-hop history. Travis Scott's rise in the music industry was nothing short of extraordinary. From his early mixtapes to becoming one of the most influential figures in hip-hop, Travis carved out a unique space with his genre-blending sound, atmospheric production, and hypnotic performances. His ability to captivate audiences worldwide earned him millions of fans and made his Astroworld Festival, named after his 2018 album, one of the most anticipated events in the music calendar. However, the festival in 2021 became the scene of a devastating tragedy that would shake the music world to its core and forever change Travis Scott's career trajectory. On November 5, 2021, tens of thousands of fans packed Houston's NRG Park for the Astroworld Festival, eager for an unforgettable night of music and celebration. The energy was electric as Travis took the stage, but as the concert progressed, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. A massive crowd surge began, causing panic and chaos near the front of the stage. Fans were crushed and trampled as security and medical personnel struggled to contain the situation. Tragically, 10 people lost their lives that night, and hundreds more were injured. The aftermath of the disaster unleashed a wave of shock, grief, and anger across the nation. The questions surrounding what went wrong and who was responsible dominated headlines. Critics scrutinized the event's safety measures, the crowd control tactics, and Travis Scott's role as the headlining artist. Many wondered if warning signs during the concert were missed or ignored. Video footage showed Travis continuing to perform even as the emergency was unfolding, which fueled accusations that he failed to stop the show or alert attendees to the danger. Families of the victims expressed deep heartbreak and frustration, accusing Travis and the event organizers of negligence and a lack of accountability. Lawsuits quickly followed, alleging failure to provide adequate security, insufficient medical response, and poor communication. The legal battle promised to be long and complicated, with Travis facing significant scrutiny not only from the courts, but also from the public. The Astroworld tragedy forced a reckoning within the live entertainment industry. Concert safety, once taken for granted, became a hot-button issue. Questions about artist responsibility at massive events, the adequacy of crowd management protocols, and emergency preparedness dominated discussions among promoters, venues, and lawmakers. Travis Scott, once celebrated for his electrifying shows, became a symbol of what can go terribly wrong when safety is compromised. Despite the backlash, Travis has continued to work on his music and projects, determined to rebuild his reputation. However, the shadow of Astroworld looms large. Sponsorships and partnerships paused or ended, and his public image has undeniably shifted. Many fans remain conflicted, torn between their love for his music and the tragedy that unfolded under his watch. Travis's response to the disaster has been closely watched and criticized. Some felt his initial statements lacked sufficient empathy, while others believed he was overwhelmed by the situation. Over time, he has expressed condolences and pledged support to the victims' families, but the wounds remain deep. The tragedy highlighted the difficult balance artists must strike between putting on a show and ensuring fan safety. Astroworld was more than a concert. It was a cultural moment that turned into a nightmare. It serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of large-scale events and the critical importance of safety planning. For Travis Scott, the disaster marks a defining moment, one that will shape his career and legacy for years to come. In the broader context, the Astroworld tragedy sparked renewed calls for stricter regulations on live events, better training for security personnel, and more robust emergency response plans. It also raised questions about the power dynamics between artists, promoters, and venues, and how accountability should be shared when disaster strikes. For fans and critics alike, the question remains: how does an artist recover from such a monumental crisis? Travis Scott's journey forward will require navigating legal challenges, public opinion, and personal growth. The impact of Astroworld has already changed the way concerts are produced and experienced, making safety a non-negotiable priority. In the end, the story of Travis Scott and the Astroworld tragedy is a sobering chapter in music history. It's a reminder that behind the spectacle of fame and performance lies a responsibility that can never be ignored. As Travis moves forward, the hope is that lessons learned from this disaster will lead to safer, more mindful live events, honoring those who lost their lives and ensuring such a tragedy never happens again. So, there you have it, the scandals that rocked Kanye West, Diddy, and Travis Scott's careers in ways no one could have predicted. These stories remind us that fame and fortune come with intense scrutiny, and sometimes the biggest stars fall hardest. Which scandal shocked you the most? Let me know down in the comments. If you want more deep dives into the lives of your favorite artists, hit subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.